A good day to Madam and my fellow friends. In this video, my member with me will present our group assignment with the title of Application of Metric in Business and Economy. Before I start my presentation, let's introduce our group member who are Ong Jia, metric number 269674, Ong Hui Chi, metric number 270442, Yo Li Ting, metric number 271141, Chin Wen Wei, metric number 271639, and me, Kelly Neo Kai Ti, metric number 271560. So I will start to introduce about metrics. So do you know that what is metrics? Metric is a rectangular area of entries which arranged in rows, which is presented as M, and columns which is represented as N, and the size of metric is M times N. So as you can see, there is an example of matrix A, and the A of uppercase denotes a matrix, and the lowercase a denotes as the entries of the matrix. So do you know that how matrix used in linear system? Actually, the most common application of metric theory is the solution of linear problems. Indeed, practically all sensible problems in science and economics that require the solution of multiple variable problems are reduced to component elements, one of which is the solution of linear system. So we can see that there is an example of how the linear system convert in the metric form, so that we can easily to solve the problems of linear system. Previously, linear algebra and metric theory has been developed to solve similar systems. Many problems can be described in the terms of linear systems in the contemporary exposition of linear algebra using vector space and matrix. So that's on my part. I will pass to my next member. Thank you.
Good day, madam. My name is Unheki and my metric number is 270442. So, in this presentation, I will continue to share about the types of metrics. So, first, I will talk about the additions and subtraction of a metric. Adding and subtract a metric is very simple. Just add or subtract each element in the first metric to the corresponding element in the second matrix. In order to do this, the entries must correspond. Also, the addition and subtraction of a matrix is only possible when the matrix have the same dimensions. So from the addition example, we can see that the element in the first matrix 1 is added to the element in the second matrix 2 to produce element in the resultant matrix 3. Also, in the subtraction example, the element in the first matrix 1 is subtract to the element in the second matrix 2 to produce element in the resultant matrix -1. So this is just a common addition and a subtraction method. From this addition and subtraction example, we can see that both matrices being added and subtract have the same size of matrix, which is a 2 by 2 matrix. Therefore, the resulting matrix is also 2 by 2. We cannot add and subtract two matrices that have different dimensions. Next, I will talk about the matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication is multiplying every element of each row of the first matrix times every element of each column in the second matrix. When multiplying matrices, we will multiply across the row of the first matrix and down column of the second matrix. Once we have multiplied through, add the product and write out the answer as a new matrix. Besides, before multiplying, we must check whether the number of columns M in A is equal to the number of rows M in B. If matrix A is a N by M matrix and matrix B is a M by P matrix, therefore the result AB of their multiplications is a N by P matrix. Otherwise, it shows no solutions. So from this example, the first element of matrix A, which is 1, times the first column of the element of the matrix B, which is 2. Then we will plus the second element of matrix A, which is 2, times the second column element of the matrix B, which is 3. Hence, we will get the equations 1 times 2 plus 2 times 3. This will be the first element in the resultant matrix. Then we will continue the pattern with the first row of matrix A by the second column of matrix B, and then repeat with the second column of matrix A. Thus, we will get the equation shows in the blue border box, and we will get the answer shows in the red border box. In short, there are also many types of matrix used in linear algebra. These three types of matrix that I mentioned are the common use and basic types of matrix. That's all for my presentations. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Good day to madams and fellow friends. My name is Chin Wen Wei, metric number 271639. Now I'm going to share with you the application of metrics in business. The matrix approach is used widely in the business is for the trend of business, also in creating a business model. The reason that cause matrix approach apply in business frequently is because in the economics and business world, the user will apply the linear system when they want to determine the profitable combination for their business. The linear algebra is widely used in business as linear system can be transformed into a matrix form. So, by making the problems into a matrix form will easier the user when they want to identify the quantity that need to produce, they need to sell to hit the highest profit for their business. Also will help them in making the best decision for their business. Normally, the user would likely to use the matrix approach in determine the quantity of product they need to produce and sell to achieve their optimal target. So there are two methods can be used in identify the quantity, which is the inverse method and the elementary row operation. In simply we call it as ERO. Both alternative methods can be used by the user to identify the quantity, but the inverse method is more preferred as the ERO method might take some time in calculation and the time is longer than the inverse method. That's all for my presentation. My group mate will continue for the presentation. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Yuli Ting, metric number 271141, and today I'm going to talk about the example of the application of matrices in business and economy. The question: the bakery shop sells three different flavors of cakes, which is chocolate cake, strawberry cake, and blueberry cake, and the price is shown at below. One day, there were 33 of cakes were sold for a total 2,340 ringgit. The number of blueberry cakes that were sold is 2 times number of chocolate cakes. How many cakes of each type of flavor were sold on that day? So, by using matrices to solve this question, we have to identify the linear equations first. So, the linear equations here. The first equation x plus y plus z equals 33, which is the total number of cakes that were sold. And then for equation 2, this is the total price that were sold on that day. And the equation 3 here is the number of blueberry cakes is the double of the number of chocolate cakes. So we have this equation 2x minus z equal to 0. And after that, we convert these linear equations into matrix form, which is like this. And then we solve the matrix. So actually, for this question, by using matrix, there's a lot of method to solve it. We have inverse method, EROs, and Gaussian method to solve it, but then we will focus on the inverse method. So by using inverse method to solve this matrix, we have to move the left hand side of matrix to the right hand side, and the matrix will become inverse. So this is the formula of the inverse. After we make the matrices become inverse, we will take the row 3 to become the determinant. And after that, we we solve it, and then we'll get this. And for this step, we use the multiplication of matrices 2 times. And lastly, we will get this after the plus minus, and we divide by 60 and get this. So we can, from this equation, we can see that x is equal to 6, y is equal to 15, and z equal to 12. So that means that 6 chocolate cakes, 15 strawberry cakes, and 12 blueberry cakes were sold on that day. Thank you. That's all from me, and next I will pass to Ong Jia-yi to have the conclusion.
Hi, I'm Ong Jia-yi 269674. I'm here to have a summary on our work. For your information, matrix is a set of data which arrange in rows and columns, so as to form a rectangular array which written inside the brackets. Matrix operation mainly involve three algebraic operations, which are addition of matrix, subtraction of matrix, and multiplication of matrix. Furthermore, matrices are widely used in application of engineering, physics, economics, and statistics, as well as in various branches of mathematics. In this project, we discuss about the application of matrix in business, on how to obtain the ideal amount of cake with non-profit. We know that the optimum sales can be determined by applying the inverse method or elementary row operation. Then we decide to use the inverse method. Through the inverse method, we can know that 6 chocolate cakes, 15 strawberry cakes, and 12 blueberry cakes were sold on that day to get a total profit of 2,340 ringgit. This shows that matrix is usually used to obtain the maximum profit by maximizing the sales in sector business. Thank you.